everyone, I'm Bianca Renee and you're watching Bianca Renee Today, and today I'm going to show you how I put on my full face of makeup. If you watch my Foundation Fridays, you usually see me snap my fingers and my face is magically done. But today you're going to see the truth behind what happens when I snap my fingers. So let's get started. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is put on a moisturizer. Even if you have oily skin, you got to keep the skin moisturized so you don't produce extra oil. And I always use the oil-free moisturizer Sensitive Skin by Neutrogena. So this is what I put on this morning when I got out the shower. But now I'm going to apply my primer. For today's primer, I think I'm going to go ahead and use my new favorite, which is the Hourglass Veil Primer. This stuff makes your skin very smooth. A little goes a long way. And just going to really press it into the areas that I get oily. But that little pump will cover my whole face. Now it's time to choose a foundation, which has become very hard lately because we've got options. Ever since I started doing these Foundation Fridays, it's kind of been hard to choose. But on a normal day, it's usually always safe to go ahead and grab my Maybelline Fit Me. So let's go ahead and do a drugstore foundation today. When I do apply my foundation, I like to use a damp beauty blender. So get a beauty blender, run it under the water, squeeze out all the water so that it's nice and a little bit moist. You don't want to just use a dry beauty blender. It'll blend in better. Shake up the foundation. Here we go. When you apply your foundation, don't forget to also apply down your neck. Otherwise, it'll look like you have a mask on. I used to do this in middle school. I only used to put on my face and I looked crazy. Okay, my foundation is now complete. Now let's move on to the part that you guys haven't seen before, which is how I highlight and contour. Now, I recently bought the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is definitely like a YouTube makeup artist's favorite. So I gave into the hype and started using it as well. I do like that it has a nice little application stick. So now I can go ahead and create my little under eye triangles. I like this one because you do get some good coverage and it's easy to apply. The main reason that I highlight is because I have super dark circles under my eyes and those need to go. I put a little bit on my chin, a little bit on my Cupid's bow, highlight the nose, and on my forehead. I also apply concealer on my eyes just to brighten them up and to kind of create a base for when I do eyeshadow. Now that you look like a tribal queen, we're gonna let this sit for a little bit so that we get some more coverage. I'm gonna move on to my eyebrows. For the eyebrows, I'm going to be using my L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. This is a new one for me. I'm not sure if I love it yet, but it gets the job done. I just don't think it's a dark enough brown for me. Now before this dries too much, you grab your beauty blender again and use the pointy side and we're just going to tap away any harsh lines and blend this out. And then when you blend in the nose, you want to squeeze the tip of the beauty blender and lightly tap down your nose. Now to set my under eye, I'm going to be using my Mercier setting powder. This is another thing that I gave into the hype too, and I actually bought after many samples. Finally got the full size. And I'm going to not really bake because I feel like baking's kind of a scam. I kind of feel like baking started because it would take so long to run out of powder and like people weren't buying enough. So they're like, hey, you should apply like 8 pounds of it under your eye so that you could buy more. But that's just my opinion. I just really like to press it in so that I don't get any fine lines or creasing. And it really just makes your skin look so smooth. Now that I have the base of my face, let's give it a little bit of character. We're gonna move on to the eyes now. Now, if I haven't mentioned it before, I am not a makeup artist. Once again, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm still learning myself. I'm just a girl that wears makeup every day. And when I learn a thing or two, I tell you guys. So that's how we got here. One of my favorite eyeshadow palettes is by Morphe. This is the little palette. This is the Copper Popper. And even though I kind of broke one of the colors and it's a hot mess, these are all the pretty browns, reds, has some shimmers and yellows. Like all the colors that I could possibly need on a daily look are in this palette. And I think this palette is actually pretty affordable as well. This is a Crown Moda M16 crease brush. So first I'm gonna grab this lighter kind of orangey brown color. And I kind of like to make this my base. And I'm just gonna pop this more in the corners of my eyes. Now I'm gonna grab pretty much the same exact brush, but another one to pick up my second color, which is going to be this little kind of reddish one right next to it. And this is going to be my second little layer of color, still in the crease. Now I'm grabbing a Luxie 227 brush. This is a blending brush just to now get this darker brown color and pop some of this in just the crease, just to give it a little bit of depth. Since I kept all the colors kind of like on the outerness of my eyes, it kind of already creates this ombre to where I don't have any shadow at all. But in that little corner, we're going to use a flat brush. This is an Ofra Makeup 11 brush, just anything that is flat. Now I'm gonna go in with this gold shimmer right here. I like to pop that in the corner. And now the fun part, which is my winged liner, another thing that I really wanted to master, so I did it every day for no reason until I got it down, and I'm pretty satisfied with it. And I'm still using the NYX Vinyl Liquid Liner. This is still my favorite liquid liner to use, hands down. It really makes for an easy wing. Now, I do have a full video on how to do a winged liner. You guys can check that out in my makeup playlist. But let's pray I get a decent wing today. Not too bad. Eye number two, eye number two. Let's see if they'll match. If not, just pretend that they do, okay? No one's here to judge. You're just here to watch me put on makeup. No one asked you to watch me put on makeup. This was all your decision. Now I'm gonna grab my eyeliner. This is L'Oreal Paris Carbon Black Pencil Perfect, liner. Also a twist top because I hate sharpening pencils. And we're gonna put that underneath. And in our lower waterline. Oh yes, now the eyes are popping. Let's put on some lashes. These are some Ardel number 120 DEMI Whispies. Okay, let's let these lashes dry. And while they do, I'm going to now set my whole face. My favorite setting powder is the Maybelline Fit Me as well, number 330 Toffee Caramel. And I like to apply this everywhere. Yes, I'm using a broken e.l.f. brush. I have so many brushes, but this is the one I always grab, even though it's broken. It just fits in my makeup bag better. You don't really need a handle. Now to contour, this is what really brings the whole face together. I will be using my NYX Highlight and Contour Palette. And I also like to use, this is the shade Light and Dark brush. Who makes this? Kat Von D makes this brush. So I like to get the yellow one to set under my eyes so that your eyeliner doesn't smear. A little bit of that. Brighten up everything once again, any areas that you highlighted. And then to contour, use the other side, and I actually like to do a mix of this dark one and this light one. And hit those cheeks. A little bit on the and on the jawline. Ta-da! Almost there, guys, almost there. I know there's a lot of steps. And for blush, I've always had this one blush for my entire life. This is MAC, I think it's called Razin. I bought this 10,000 years ago. Should not be using it anymore, but I always do. And let's do a little bit of that on the cheeks. Always smile when you apply your blush. And now that our lashes are dry, I'm gonna grab the Colossal Big Shot Volume Express by Maybelline. This is the one where Makeup Shayla is in the commercial. I kind of got it basically just because of her. And it's actually really good. And you're gonna use this to blend your lashes with the fake lashes so nobody has to know. Bow chicka wow wow. I also use the Baby Lips chapstick, available at the 99-cent store if you're lucky. And the lip gloss that I grab all the time is actually a temporary collab with It's My Ray Ray and ColourPop. This is the color Stingray, and it's just like the perfect pink. By George, I think we've done it. This is my completed full face. When it comes to my hair, I usually let it air dry while I'm putting on my makeup because then it gives me the perfect amount of time to wait before I have to diffuse. So now let me go ahead and diffuse my hair and complete the look. Dang, my curls are popping today. If you're wondering what's in my hair, this is actually my day 4 hair of only using my DIY flaxseed gel. If you want to know how to make your very own hair gel, just made an awesome video on how to do that. I will link that below and then this little thing that'll pop up. You can click that, check it out, because these curls are the business. So this is my completed full face. This is pretty much the face that I do on a regular basis, and these are all products that I use all the time. I have so much makeup, but I always resort back to these specific products. I'll make sure to put them all below the description box so you guys can check them out as well. So now you know exactly what happens behind the scenes when I do snap my fingers. But for more behind the scenes, make sure you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Ms. Bianca Renee, and subscribe because I post 2 new videos every week. I post foundation reviews on Fridays and curly hair videos on Sunday. So I hope you come back next week for more videos. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching BiancaRenee Today.